And there we are. We are live. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to watch the Daytripper Photo Show this week. This week we have a really, really special guest, and I'm super excited. Those of you who watch us regularly know that my wife, Shelly, is like a stage manager for Elvis tribute shows, and she's gotten to know a lot of these tribute artists really well. And I was really excited when I found out from Pam that from the Flaming Star Festival, we have last year's winner, Tim E. Hendry, who is our guest this week, and Shelly knows Tim. So, Tim, thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
I'm really excited. We're going to talk with you a little bit, and you're going to help us pick the photo of the week for the Elvis Challenge, and it should be a lot of fun. And we'll let you get out of here on time. I know you're at a gig right now, so you can't stay with us all night, but that's really great that you're taking the time to be here. Is that the sanding machine going on there, Gabe?
Oh, can you hear that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was going enough away from the mic. I'll just mute my mic.
All right, cool.
Sorry.
But before you do that, Gabe, why don't you just say hello?
Hello.
There you go. Cool. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming on the show. This is gonna be. I've been looking forward to this show. Hi, everybody else. Nice to see you again. And I will mute my mic. We're redoing our dining room, and then having people over Thanksgiving dinner on Sunday, so it's a bit of a time crunch, but sorry, I didn't think you'd be able to hear that, so I'll mute my mic.
All right, cool. And Phil, hello again. Good to see you, buddy.
Hello there. Good to see you as well. Thank you for having me back another week.
Yeah. So today, this is a fun week, though. I mean,
I'm super excited about it.
We had a different kind of photo challenge than we normally have. Usually it's something specifically, photography related. But the Flaming Star Festival is just coming around the corner, November 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's called the Showcase of Champions. There's some folks that are going to be there that I know. Victor J. Hansen is going to be the weekend host. And there's Rudy and the Angels is going to be the band for the whole event. And amazing artists. And that's the thing I think people don't really realize, though, Tim, is a lot of the Elvis tribute artists are extremely talented performers like yourself. I mean, you've done all kinds of things. You've been the King of the World Elvis Tribute Artist World Champion in Memphis, Tennessee. You've done Collingwood. You've done really well at Collingwood in 2010. I believe you were the Festival Grand Champion. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it takes a lot of work. I mean, like a lot of dedication and stuff. I mean, if you want to be on the top of your game for any field of work that you're in, you have to dedicate yourself to being the best, and I never settle for anything. I'm always my worst critic, I guess you could say. But I always think I can get better. I mean, Elvis was just absolutely brilliant. It was effortless for him. So it takes a lot of effort for us to replicate that effortlessness or whatever they call it.
It's so true. It's so true. I've seen a lot of the tribute artists, and I've watched some videos of you as well, and it's so true to come across as easygoing and smooth as Elvis. That's the part that people don't really understand, I think.
Yeah,
he was that good.
Oh yeah, he was that good. He had natural ability. He had so much charisma. He came on stage and he had that crowd right in the palm of his hand. So to be able to do a justice to him, it takes a lot of practice and dedication. So
for sure,
you got to put a lot of work into it for sure. But it reaches the rewards lately have been pretty good. Been kind of lucky lately, so
that's cool.
A lot of fun.
Well, I see you're not in your Elvis outfit tonight. You're doing a different kind of gig, but
yeah, I'm doing a German gig tonight. So.
And that just proves the point that it's not just about Elvis. It's just about the music. It's about making good music and having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Excellent. Well, we're going to get into the show. Thank you again. We're going to talk with you just about another minute or so. But before we do that, I just want to remind all of our viewers, if you watch our show and you enjoy what you're watching, please click like, subscribe, share this with your friends. This is going on YouTube as soon as we're done, so you'll have plenty of opportunity to rewatch the show if you want to, and send us questions if you have to. There's going to be a great prize for the winner of this week's photo challenge. You're going to get some tickets to go see the Flaming Star Festival on Saturday night. I believe that would be the 7th of November, which is going to be just the best night to go, I think. All 3 nights are going to be good, but that's the big competition, I believe, is during the Saturday night, and then they have the big finals on Sunday usually.
Yeah, I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Beautiful. Well, it'll be a blast, and everybody should go check it out, theflamingstarfestival.com. It's going to be a great show. And also, don't forget, guys, that we've done a lot of different shows. We've done shows on how to shoot in the low light situations, like if you were to go to a tribute show or any kind of low light performance. We've done shows on how to get the best results in these environments. We've had the guys from the Vaughan Film Festival on talking about how to shoot well in low light in that environment. So look at our back history of previous shows, and that's going to give you a lot of insight into how to shoot these events photographically. But for tonight, we're going to get into the photos right away, and then we're also going to talk about some of the things that Tim's been up to. So it should be a lot of fun. I do want to thank our sponsor, though. LensPen has been with us for quite a while now, and they're always so generous with their products and so on for our day trips and so on. So if you guys ever need to keep your camera gear clean, check out LensPen product. Anything from the lens pen itself to the peeps where you can clean your eyeglasses. Really cool stuff. All right, so first of all, Tim, how did you get started in the Elvis tribute artist scene? What was the draw for you?
Well, I mean, I grew up an Elvis fan. My father, Diamond Jim, he was a huge Elvis fan. Like our whole basement in Sault Ste. Marie was dedicated to Elvis. So I grew up in an Elvis-loving family and grew up playing drums and guitar and everything. So I always loved Elvis. I never ever thought I'd be doing this, but I went to the Collingwood Festival a year before I started, and I watched some of the performers, and they were really good. Stephen Kabakis, all those guys, they were friends of mine. And then, I thought, this could be a lot of fun. Maybe I should try it, and here I am.
Yeah, there you go.
I would never have imagined where it has taken me. Like, I've been to China, all over the world. I was, like I said, like you said, I was a King of the World champion and Collingwood champion. I never ever thought that would ever happen, but it's been wonderful. Thank you very much, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, really, eh? It's amazing how much he's opened up for so many people, though, if you think about it.
He's touched so many people's lives. I mean, like, he changed the world. He did, for the better, I think. Like, he was just naturally gifted. He was king of rock and roll for a reason, and he just, he was so charismatic, but he was such a great humanitarian too. I think that's what attracts a lot of people to him. Not only was he super talented and an incredible singer and performer, he was so giving. He had a huge heart, and all he wanted to do was help people. And
Well, you hear stories about him buying people Cadillacs and all kinds of different things. I mean, very generous guy. What's your favorite song to perform from Elvis? I mean, he's got so many. I've got a small story quickly. Shelley and I rented a car. We were driving up to Algonquin Park, and this was the first time we had a vehicle that had Sirius radio. And we put it on the Elvis channel the entire time. And I've heard Elvis my whole life, but we were hearing songs that we have never heard before. I mean, the catalog of music is so huge.
Well, yeah, you got to figure, like, it's something like 806 recordings. Like, there was double recordings. It's, if you count them just individually, it's like 760 something. I can't remember, but that's a lot of songs. And so I like listening to that radio station too, especially when they play all the obscure vault, they call it in the vault songs and stuff that you don't hear that often. And I like to perform those too with my band. But I would say, live, there's so many songs that I love doing, but one of my favorites is How Great Thou Art, because it's just such a powerful gospel song, and it's just, everybody likes that one.
Absolutely. It's a great song. I just got to go to our Q&A, and I'm going to remind our viewers that if you have anything to ask Tim or any kind of comments that you'd like to give us, there's a part of our Hangout called the Q&A. And if you hover your mouse over the window that we're in, and along the left side it'll say Q&A, click on that. Along the right side, you'll be able to read or post any question you want to us. We do have a question for you from Barb. She says, "Hey Tim, I know we've talked before about you putting together a DVD for your fans. How close are you to getting that done?"
Not as close as I want to be. Yeah, it's simply because I'm very picky. I mean, like I said, I'm my own worst critic, but I do have some really good footage of me and my band, the Yes Men, and a couple other footages from some of the contests in the United States that I kind of like. So I'll put something together soon, I promise.
Excellent, cool. Mark, greetings from Sudbury. Mark is all over the place. One day he's in Sault Ste. Marie, then he's in Sudbury, then he's in Timmins.
Sault Ste. Marie is my hometown.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned.
Yeah.
That's cool. We actually had one of our guests was in Sault Ste. Marie in his RV to do our show. I don't know how he got service, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, I sidetrack very easily. Don't mind me. Okay, so tell us about this Flaming Star Festival. How did you hear about it? What got you involved in it? And you won last year, so obviously you enjoy it.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, the Flaming Star Festival. Like, what got you involved in it?
Well, I mean, like it's sort of taking the place of the Toronto Festival that they used to have at the Stage West, and so I'm happy they decided to do this. And Pam and Sue and John are my friends. And last year, John was, they're putting a festival on, and I just decided, I want to support it because it's a Canadian festival. So I went there to compete. I was lucky enough to win, and this year I'm one of the headliners, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So the folks that are going to be there, we have Matt Cage, we have John Sagan, James Gibb, yourself, and Connor Russo. Do you know all these folks?
Yes, I do. Very well.
I know James. James and Shelley are friends, and Lisa, James's wife, and so on. I don't know the rest of them, but I'm sure it's going to be a great show. If I was free, I'd be there with a camera taking pictures. So.
Well, Connor he's just a little kid, but he's amazing, and I always say, like, someone like him, it's keeping the legacy of Elvis alive. Someone that's going to carry the torch after we're done doing this. So he's really good. He's cute as a button, that guy, but he does the moves. It's amazing. I think he's better. He does move better than I do.
That's saying quite a bit. I know Shelley.
He's one of these years, though. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
I said we're going to have to break his knees one of these years.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no.
Like, okay, that's enough.
You don't want to do that. That's been done before. It doesn't turn out well for any of the parties. So.
Yeah, it doesn't turn out well.
Yeah, Shelley has mentioned to me in the past some of the younger generation of kids that do this, the Kalinsky brothers and some of the other folks that have done it, and now they're all grown up.
Bryson just got a great gig with the $1 Million Quartet on a cruise ship. So I'm very happy for him, and he's a talented kid. So the future looks bright for Elvis Tribute Artists. That's it, for sure.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's get into some photos. I know you've got to get going, so why don't we start looking at some of these photos?
Sure.
Gabriel, since you're on mute, would you mind doing the screen share for us?
Sure, sounds good.
Awesome. All right, so the way this will work, Tim, just so you know, Gabe's going to do a screen share. If you click your mouse on Gabriel's window box, it'll lock it in, so that's all you'll see. And then we'll just go through the pictures, and by the time we're done, you just let us know which one you think should be the winner of the week. Okay, now this one doesn't officially count. This is a picture of my cat, Angel, with some Elvis glasses that we had on our Christmas tree. So this is just to kind of encourage people to get out there and make a photo for the Elvis Challenge, so it doesn't count. All right, let's move along. Now, there have been some really interesting submissions, and one thing I've noticed is that the submissions for this week are all at a different kind of level. They're all very well thought out. They're all interesting stories. Like this one, for example, Tammy's photo.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
How does this one strike you, Tim?
Well, I mean, like, you can see her, and then in the mirror, it looks like Elvis is on her side there. So it's kind of a neat concept she has going there, the Elvis record.
It's very interesting, and one of the challenges for this photo challenge is the fact that they have to make new photos for the challenge. These aren't pictures that she's just kind of pulled up from the back history, and so to take the effort and to go to this location to do this, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Phil?
I like the shot. I think the creativity behind the editing, the reflection, I like it. And I know we were chatting a little bit about it before. The only thing that I think distracts me is the level of detail in the shoes. Just super contrasty, and I'm kind of drawn away from the the awesomeness of the reflection. However, I really like it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that does tend to happen if there's a lot of contrast or other bright objects that draw your eye away from the main story.
From the main story, yeah. I can see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's about the Elvis, but if it was cropped in a little bit more, you'd probably notice the Elvis more.
More than the red shoes. Yeah. There's no place like home.
There should be some blue suede shoes there, really, if you think.
I was gonna say, shouldn't there?
There you go.
Gabriel, have you got anything to say?
Yeah, I'd say if I were to, the human eye is automatically attracted to usually the brightest part of a photograph, and so if you just took made a selection around the mirror here and increased the exposure inside the mirror and then the contrast a little bit, that would increase. Mr. Obvious is obvious, the exposure of the reflection, and make that the very first thing that the eye is drawn to. Right now, yeah, same as you guys. As soon as I looked at this image, the first thing I saw were the shoes down here, and then my eyes started wandering around a little bit more. I like that the Elvis is a little bit transparent, so you can see, what's behind him, and yeah, I love this picture. I think it's a fantastic picture. The only thing I would say is that it's a little bit of a visually awkward picture because my eyes are drawn down here first before they're pulled up here. Yeah, but besides that, I love it.
Very cool. I think we're all in agreement on it. We all like it, but it's busy. Possibly a little, but that's okay. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So this is also a photo from Tammy. Elvis Pesley is the name of it.
I have the one with the glasses.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I play in a rockabilly band here in town called the Rumblebees, and it was with a guitar player from my Elvis show and my backup bass player from the Elvis show. And we had one promo where Jeffy, the guitar player, has his own bobblehead, and then we call the bass player Porchy Palmatier because he's a big Mike Palmatier fan. He's Portuguese.
Porchy Palmatier.
So we had the Jeffy B bobblehead, the Mike Palmatier bobblehead, and we had the one with the glasses, Pez, and that was our promo.
Oh, nice. So let me guess, this one's going to win for you, right?
No.
It's really interesting. I mean, the novelty gifts and the stuff that has been made for Elvis is never ending. Interesting idea. Very cool. What do you guys think, Phil?
I like the one
like
before
it.
Sorry, go ahead, Tim.
I'm sorry. Well, the one before is more original, I think, and this is just a picture of the Pez dispenser, So.
I agree.
Which is cool, but I just want to open it up and eat the candy.
Go ahead, Phil.
I like it. I will be honest, it doesn't do a huge amount for me because it's perfectly centered, but at the same time, I think something like this needs to be perfectly centered. I also have no idea what's going on with the Pez guy on the left. I will admit. But I like it.
Sorry, Tim, go ahead. What was that?
It's the one with the glasses, yeah, more Elvis-y. The one in the middle, I have no idea who that
is. I know the one on the left is from, when he was in the Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one in the middle.
Yeah.
Gabriel, what do you think?
Yeah, it seems to show like Elvis through the different stages of his life, although the middle one does kind of look like Asian Elvis. But it's timely because as an almost 40-year-old man, I filled up my very first Pez dispenser today. I'd never filled up or even had a Pez candy, and Jaden got one from a friend. And so I filled up. I'm like, hey, it's kind of weird. I've never done this before. And then here's the picture tonight. It's a cool picture. It's a cool thing. It's a picture of a cool thing, but I wouldn't say that it is necessarily a cool picture. Again, you're right. It is kind of dead center. If it were to be composed, maybe in the bottom right or something like that, and have, other artifacts in the background blurred out and stuff, then it'd be a little bit more artistic. It is it is a picture of a cool thing, but not necessarily a breathtaking picture.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Tammy pretty much knew that when she submitted. It's just one of those things that she saw it and it related to the theme, so I'm glad she submitted it. Very cool.
But I give her full points for creativity in labeling.
Yes, Elvis Pesley.
Elvis Pesley. Yeah,
I gotta 100%. Love a good pun.
All right, let's have a look at the next shot.
Let's go with this one.
All right, so this is Ashley's photo. Really interesting, and I like the fact that she kind of muted the colors a little bit to give it that sense of timelessness. I would recommend cleaning the dust off the record a little bit.
Yeah, might skip.
Yeah, right, exactly. Doesn't do Elvis justice with the noise and skip. So, Tim, what are your thoughts on this?
That's kind of cool. I mean, you got the record in the foreground. You got the album in the back, like all blurred out, but you know what it is. It's kind of neat. A neat little concept to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Phil, anything to add?
I like it. I personally kind of like the dust on it because I know, vinyl's not terribly vintage. I still have vinyls, newer, vinyls and everything, but I kind of like the dust on it. It kind of gives it that kind of more antique feeling, and with the toned down colors, it has that, that more antique feel. What I might suggest is a slight crop. Mainly because the space above and below and to the left of the record player are kind of distracting. So I'd maybe pull it in a little bit, but other than that, I like it.
Boys, I have to take one short little break. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, okay?
Okay, sure, no problem.
Be right back.
You got it. All right, Gabe, what are your thoughts on this? Gabe's gone.
It would help if I muted myself. Okay, so... if it was me, I would have probably cropped it right into the frame like that, but I'm just a little bit OCD about extra space. The fact that it isn't cropped, you get to see that the frame on it is slightly warped. Maybe it was dropped or bent or just kind of warps with age or something like that, and that's actually kind of neat. I would. If I didn't want to show that, I would have cropped it in a little bit more and just had the gray kind of beigey frame. If I did really want to bring attention to that, I think I would have actually zoomed out a little bit and had a little bit more space. It just seems like, anyways, that's just me being nitpicky. I always sit there and agonize over my images for hours before I post them. So when I post an image that you think is terrible, just know that there's hours of agonizing that's gone into it.
Which makes your critiques that much, better.
Well, it's just like what Tim said, though. I mean, we are all our own worst critics, Whenever we're an artist of any kind, the last thing we want to do is put something out there that doesn't represent who we want to be. So
yeah. I can see with this image because, for this photo challenge, it has to be a new image. And 2 weeks ago when we sat there and said, this week is Elvis, somebody just went, oh boy, I have a lot of attics and sheds to rummage through because I know I have a record player and I know I have a record.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a lot of rummaging around going on to dig this out, and I appreciate the time that probably went into this. So
for sure,
I like it, and I as well like the texturing to it and the treatment that gives it sort of that timeless feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a good use of depth of field. It's creative to put it down on the ground below it. So interesting,
and still have it sharp enough that you know what you're looking at.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually the album that goes in that cover, which is cool too.
Yeah,
instead of two random ones put together.
I know, right? That's kind of how I probably would have done it.
And that can be the result of attic rummaging.
There you go. All right, cool. Good shot, Ashley. Let's move along to the next one.
Let's go.
Oh, I haven't seen this one. This must have just been posted.
This cool cat does not seem to appreciate Elvis's hound dog howls.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Oh, we got a little Photoshop on there with the little chat bubble. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, and the cat's going, dog? Where's the
dog? Hip hop and rap. I don't know if Elvis really belongs in the hip hop and rap section.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
No.
Well, little known fact, he was the inspiration for Eminem. There was his unreleased album, where it was just all rap.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I thought I'd get a little more of an argument.
With Suspicious Minds, oh yeah.
Well, the original title for a hound dog was Yo Dog.
WG. Yeah.
Yeah. Gee.
The cat, aside from looking a little bit like Dixie when she's in a mood, yeah, it's an interesting photo. It's funny. These are those things that you see in stores that just makes you wonder, like, what the heck is going on? Like, there's so much randomness going on here. And there's Marshmallow in the back there, and
Marshmallow, I know.
what is
All
that?
these crazy bands on there. Looks like a bunch of metal bands.
Yeah, really. Actually, funny, Marshmallow, I was doing the 500px photo walk a couple weeks ago, and this man was walking by with a chicken. Literally named Marshmallow. Anyway, just, again, side story.
And the newest version of the Android operating system, which is starting to roll out today, is called Marshmallow. So I've been sitting on my phone hitting the refresh button, hoping to get marshmallows.
This photo is just bringing up way too much stuff. And the funniest of all is my history with Kathy O'Craven herself. This is the lady who lived in the same house that I lived in Vermont. Way before I lived there. And then she ended up coming on day trips with me just randomly, and she found out I was from Vermont, and it's just weird backstory there. It's very cool. So, Gabriel, you're already in trouble, just so you know.
Okay.
You're in trouble. Mark Flinders says you totally missed his ELT photo.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a couple. I think we're going slightly out of order.
That's all right. Well, we'll get to it.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see it tucked down there. Oh, sorry about that. I'll hit that one next.
All right, cool. So, anyway, before we leave the Kathy O'Craven photo, anybody have anything they'd like to add on that?
I like it. I like the expression on the cat. It's it's a statue, but it has feeling to it. It's good.
Has feeling to a porcelain scary cat.
Smelly
fun. Yeah. All right, let's move along. Check out the next one.
All right, let's go down. Sorry, Mark. That I mentioned earlier that I really liked. So.
Yeah, it's true. You did mention that. Is your computer frozen?
Oh, it's not supposed to be.
Well, that would be true.
Is anything? Nothing's happening?
Nothing's happening.
All right, give me a second here. I'm going to stop the screen share. Then I'm going to start the screen share.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay. And then when I'm done here, I'm going to call Rogers and yell at them.
We just have your head.
Oh, I see the photo.
I don't.
Not yet?
No, I just see his head.
Huh. Yeah. This has been happening a lot, where one person will see it, and then like a minute or so later, everybody else sees it.
Peculiar.
It is peculiar.
Should we get Phil to do the screen share?
I'm just trying to pull it up now.
Okay.
ELT.
Well, it's a fun photo. It's ELT.
I just noticed it now. How they do that?
There you go.
Oh, is it up now? Oh,
yeah.
No.
It is?
Well, we could see it.
I still just see your head.
Oh, well, Phil doesn't have his up yet.
Do you just see my head, or just...
Yeah.
Picture.
Oh, here. Oh, I'll screen share as well.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Is this working for everyone? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we have the ELT.
Elvis, lettuce, tomato. So yeah, is this some sort of special Elvis toaster? Gabriel, you have a Star Wars toaster.
Yes, I have a Darth Vader toaster that burns Star Wars into the toast. So I'm sure Elvis is almost as big a franchise as Star Wars. So I'm sure if they have a Darth Vader toaster, they have an Elvis toaster.
I think I need to be getting one of those. Very cool. But my problem with this is that Elvis isn't really known for having a Elvis lettuce and tomato sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the picture. Oh, there it is.
Have you got it up there okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh.
All right.
You got to get going, Tim?
No, it's just my guitar player said, bring me down a drink.
Oh, nice. Nice. You got it. Gabe's got his usually, so. All right. So, Phil, what do you think of the ELT?
I like it. I imagine that it was done by burning and dodging a little bit, or maybe a layer of some sort. But I like how it worked out if it was burning and dodging, because you have the outline of Elvis on the toast, but you have kind of a white area surrounding it, as if he's standing kind of in a spotlight. I think it's pretty cool. I also like that it's not centered, and I like it. It's an interesting shot.
It's a decent food photo.
Yeah. It's a great mix between the theme and actual food photography.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The lettuce is nice and green. There's compelling lighting that draws your eye to the part. It draws your eye to the toast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit brighter around, the burnt part.
Glow around it, Like
Yeah.
a glow around it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's very well done. The sharpness seems to, on my screen, the sharpness seems to be bang on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out the next shots.
Okay. I'm assuming I'm still
All right.
screen sharing.
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
Yes.
So the next one is this one?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go with Bonnie's.
All right. So now Bonnie actually did the peanut butter banana sandwich.
Yeah.
Points taken away because she doesn't have a special Funky Elvis toaster, but it was a good album she has there at least. So
Mm-hmm.
I before I even knew Elvis liked those sandwiches, my dad liked them, and I loved them when I was a kid, and I still like them.
Mm-hmm.
me too.
Very tasty.
But it has to be Jif peanut butter.
Oh dear.
Or is it Gift
Yeah.
peanut butter?
Why not Kraft?
There's a running joke, Tim, that they don't sell Jif in Canada. So I love the Jif peanut butter, and I commented on it. And next thing you know, like everybody and their uncle was sending me Jif peanut butter, and I've got a stash of Jif peanut butter in the basement, like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
We actually
go ahead.
Yeah, we do peanut butter and banana sandwiches often for breakfast. It's a great breakfast, and sometimes we'll throw in some of our locally harvested honey on there as well.
Yeah.
My 7-year-old loves it.
If you actually made them like a grilled cheese, like you toast it, but I mean like you that's a regular way you make it. But if you take it like just the bread and you fry it in a frying pan,
Oh,
peanut
with
butter
butter.
gets so melty over the banana.
Oh,
I think I found my breakfast tomorrow.
oh man.
Now I want one.
Yeah, me too. We're doomed. We're all doomed. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks. All right. So, as far as the photo goes, Tim, what do you think?
It's pretty cool. I mean, like I like the color contrast. It's got the Elvis because right away, you see the Elvis record. It's black. It's just sitting there, and then you got the checkers, and then the sandwich. You know exactly what it means because everybody knows that Elvis loved those sandwiches. So
Good point.
I like it. It's kind of cool.
Very cool. Phil, what do you think?
I like this shot. I like the kind of the framing of it. I like that it's not a traditional, shape. It's a little bit of a longer rectangle.
Yeah.
It's even
and
more than a 16:9. It's like a 19:9.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. I like it. I also like what she's done with the plane of focus with, having the sandwich, but also having the the wording in focus. Not necessarily Elvis, but the actual a legendary performer telling more of a story than just naming him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, that name, I mean, it could be blurry, but if you see it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Someone said to me it's something like the 5th most recognizable word in the world, like in any language. When someone sees Elvis, they know exactly what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see that, it stands out, even if it's blurry.
Good point. Good point. Gabriel, what do you think?
Just okay, making sure I'm not muted. Sorry. No, I love it. I love the wood background. I love again that the sandwich and the napkin are pretty much the brightest and most contrasty thing on the scene. So your eye is automatically drawn to that, and then you start sort of walking around, and then the record sort of creates a circle loop that brings you back to the sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, my little pet peeve, I like that the watermark isn't overpowering. It doesn't take away from the image. You have to look for it to see it. Yeah, I think it's and I like the sort of custom crop and formatting on the image. It works very well for it.
And I like that she took great care in not getting any kind of schmutz or anything on the record. There's a napkin between it. It's nice and clean.
Yeah.
Respect, right?
That's right.
All right, cool. Well, I think we have one more photo left to go through, and then we'll get the winning result going and go from there.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a shot from Steve. It took me a second to see the Elvis in this.
Yeah. Looks more like I don't know. What it looks like Robert De Niro.
A little bit like De Niro. It's the De Niro Elvis.
Talking to me. That's me in a sandwich, not Elvis.
So, Gabriel, you do a lot of food photography. What are your thoughts on this?
So I like the fact that it's bright. That's very important for food photography. It should be bright. I'm not a huge fan of the composition or the cropping on it. Again, you know, center is deadly, and a lot of this is smack dab in the center. If it was shot from a bit of an angle, then you'd also be able to see kind of in the sandwich a little bit, and you know, instead of just a couple little pieces of lettuce sticking out.
Yeah, because
But-
you don't know what the sandwich is, right?
Mhm.
What is it?
Yeah, it's a good plate. I probably would have maybe put a different tablecloth down, just as I'm going, you know, picking this for food photography. As a Elvis toast, it is a complete success. But as a compelling image, I can see a couple things that could be done to kind of draw the interest to it a little bit more.
And I think coming in after, you know, Mark's perfectly toasted Elvis and the Bonnie's, you know, peanut butter and banana Elvis, it's kind of tough to compete against those a little bit.
Yeah.
Phil,
It's
what are your
like being the
thoughts?
following act after Elvis.
Yeah. Good luck with
Yeah,
that.
I don't want to go on after Elvis. I don't want to go on before him either, because they're going to boo you.
Phil, what do you think?
I gotta say, I like it. I agree with some of the critiques from before, but both with this one and I think it was Mark Flinder's Elvis toast. I like it because this idea of layering a picture onto something else was probably not something that, you know, either of them knew at the beginning of this assignment, and if they did, great. But if not, then it's something they went out, you know, explored the options of, tried to do, and in my opinion, both of them successfully did it. So in an act of, you know, trying to learn something and actually put it into practice, I think it's awesome.
Mhm.
And I think I love the creativity that, you know, went into actually doing this and having to figure out, you know, first off, finding an Elvis picture that we could put onto a sandwich and actually have it still look like Elvis was I think a really good thing. So I like the creativeness. Creativeness? Sure, we'll go with that. Creativity. Thank you.
There you go.
That went into really all these pictures, but really both the layering or burning onto toast.
Yeah, as Kathy
Yeah.
says, though, she doesn't quite get the little square components of the darkening.
I think the Elvis might have been wearing like a checkered suit of some sort, and I'm assuming there's maybe a light or something coming from the side of the original picture, and so when it was layered or masked to be layered, I think there was just a little bit of maybe a spillover of some sort, but still technically still a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It is a cool idea.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the last photo submitted. So why don't we have a look at who we think should be the overall winner for this week's photo challenge? Tim, why don't we? First, before we do that, Pam even said it was an awesome entry. Pam Pettit, who is the organizer of the entire Flaming Star Festival, is watching right now. So hi, Pam, and hopefully you're enjoying the show so far. And hopefully the event will go really well for you. It's super exciting. And the best part is the winner of this challenge is going to get 2 tickets to the Showcase of Champions show on Saturday night, donated by Pam and the festival. So really, really hope you guys enjoy this event. And I hope you're able to bring a camera with you. That would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get some cool photos of Tim and some of the other folks that are performing. All right, so Gabriel, what are your thoughts? Who would you pick as the winner for this week?
I would have to go. I just lost the page, so I'm pulling it back up now. So I'm stalling for time by randomly babbling. 1 second here. I know which one it is.
I'll help you out.
I would. As I'm clicking on the page. Yeah, I think out of all the ones that I saw, Bonnie's is is probably my favorite. It looks like it could come right out of a magazine or a catalog or something like that. I think it's wonderfully done, stylized, and well lit, and posed and cropped, and yeah, I love it.
So you're talking about this shot right here?
Yes, I am.
All right, and Phil, what do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna have to side with the Bonnie picture as well. I like the creativeness. I like the shape of it. I like the brightness of the napkin cloth thing, the checkers. I like the contrast between the light, the dark of the record. I think it's a really cool shot.
Tim, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts exactly. This is the one I would have picked for sure.
Excellent.
The contrast, that big piece of peanut butter hanging out off the side there. Oh, that looks so delicious.
I know.
And the bananas are cut the right way, so.
The right way. Beautiful.
But, contrast with the record there in the background. I really like this one. It's really neat.
Awesome. All right, well, I guess that's it, everybody. Bonnie's photo is the winner. Congratulations, Bonnie. You have won yourself 2 tickets. 2 tickets to see the Showcase of Champions show on Saturday night. That is November 7th, 2015, at the Flaming Star Festival. Congratulations to you. And Tim, thank you so much for being on the show. Yeah, excellent. Good job, Bonnie. Really appreciate you taking the time.
It's been my pleasure, man. I can't wait for the festival. It's going to be a great time. All you people out there listening, come to see this festival. It's a great celebration of Elvis and his music. It's awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. And if you'd like to get going, you are more than welcome. If you want to stick around, you're also more than welcome. But I know you've got a gig to get to.
Yeah, I got to get up there. They're probably waiting for me to start playing. So.
All right, cool. Well, good luck tonight, and thank you one more time for being on. And it's easy to just kind of exit the Hangout. If you hover your mouse over the window along the top, there'll be a little leave call button. Just looks like an upside-down phone.
Oh, yes, I see. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, buddy.
All right, thanks for coming out.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, so that was awesome. What a good guy.
Yeah.
It was really nice to have him on.
It was. And, he got right into the photography. He talked about contrast. He talked about all the really cool things that we look into. I think that's just something about being an artist in general. You have a pretty decent appreciation for, just how you perceive life. Very cool.
Also, is that the first time that we've all of us have been unanimous on one picture? Because we normally go back and forth and bicker about things.
Yeah, I think it is pretty much one of the first times, if not the first time, for this current group of hosts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've agreed on ones in the past, but yeah.
So I was thinking about some other stuff that we can talk about before the end of the show. I knew that Tim would have to leave early, and I found this really cool, this cool article, I guess you could say. What would John Lennon, Elvis, and other famous rock stars look like if they were still alive? So I pulled this up here. I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys this. It's really, really well done. So here's the story. You guys all see this okay?
Yep.
Cool. So if I scroll down, this is what John Lennon would look like at the age of 74, which would be now. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like odd Leonard Nimoy.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he looks a little bit like Leonard Nimoy.
Well, good thing he's dead, or else you might be offended by that.
Oh dear.
Well, not
got there quickly.
I know, really. I always do that. So here's Jim Morrison at 71 years old. Could you imagine Jim Morrison being alive today and walking around looking like that? It'd be kind of interesting. Almost looks like Bruce Jenner.
I'll let you go there.
All right, no. Let's look at this one. This one's better. Bob Marley, if he were 70 years old.
Oh, cool.
You know what's really awful, though, is this tattoo artist doing free tattoos over the scars of domestic violence victims thing over here. This is kind of not really great to look at, but let's just keep on going.
I think that's awesome.
It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
It is a great idea.
There's that company in the States that was a moving company that was gonna be moving any victim of domestic violence for free. I think that's awesome. So they can they can get out of where they are and get into a better situation.
I totally agree. Totally agree. I didn't mean to say that it's not a good thing.
It's okay.
It's just
Why
not
do you
this
hate
guy.
freedom, Brian?
I know. How dare I hate happy people? So here's Karen Carpenter. It's funny, when they were younger and they were celebrities, they looked like such celebrities, and then when they get older, they just look like normal people.
Like somebody's mom.
Yeah, exactly. Let's keep going here. Jimi Hendrix at 72. Still got a nice full head of hair. Gotta love it. What were you gonna say?
There's something, nobody wants to see the early demise of anybody, but there's something about not seeing somebody. You know what? No, maybe that's not right either, because I heard an interview on the WTF podcast with Stones, the guy from the Stones.
Keith Richards?
Keith Richards, and it was almost 2 hour long podcast with him, and I didn't know anything about Keith Richards, and now I'm really interested in him. But there is something about seeing these younger images of them, and when you see an artist that you haven't seen in 15 years, and you're like, wow, dude got old, right? And having them their memories locked in time, and not seeing the ravages of time, take them down. There is, everybody wishes that they lived longer and to see what music they would have produced, but on the other hand, it's nice to kind of lock into time.
That's a good point. I wonder if Keith Richards thinks that he should have been locked in time when he was younger.
He, one of the questions they were asking about, the effects he does with his guitars and stuff, and they're like, so do you use pedals and everything? He's like, man, it's effort enough just to stand up. It's like, they can do all that in post. They can do that behind the screen. I'm just playing my guitar.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think there's a part of him that was like I didn't think I was gonna make it to this. Maybe I should have paid a little bit closer attention to what I was putting into my body.
Maybe. Well, there's Jimmy. So let's keep on going down here. Here's Keith Moon. Now, Keith Moon was a huge inspiration for me. I'm a drummer, and Keith Moon was. Keith Moon?
Huh?
Really?
I'm not. The Who. Yeah.
From the Who.
Get it? The Who. Yeah. I'm slow. So yeah, he was just a manic drummer. Like, he was just crazy and known for his partying and so on. But he's aged well, so to speak. I feel very awkward even talking like that. Bobby Darin at 78 years old. I really don't know too much about Bobby Darin, and he just looks like an old dude.
Yeah.
So Kurt Cobain at 47.
He looks really similar to his younger self.
Yeah, I don't think he would have looked that clean cut.
Probably not. But I do like the grunge kind of shirt they put him in. That's kind of cool. All right, so Mama Cass. She looked pretty good. I don't know if she would have looked this good at 73.
I have no idea who that is.
Mama Cass? Mama's in the Papas?
Oh, Mama's in the Papas. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, she was born. She died 2 years before I was born.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. 74. Wow, I was 3. Janis Joplin. I think this is pretty cool. I could see her totally looking like that. I mean, I think she'd look a lot like Doris, Martin's wife.
I can see that.
Same
kind of hair?
Yeah.
I'm going to admit that I didn't know Janis Joplin was dead.
What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's like one of the more famous. She overdosed, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, her and the rehab girl tried to send me to rehab. Guess I should have gone.
Amy Winehouse.
Winehouse.
To be fair, that was also, 19 years before I was born?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, wow. I always forget how you're only 12 years old. That's crazy. Dennis Wilson from the Beach Boys. Beach Boys were never a thing that I was really into, and I don't, even though this isn't real, I think he didn't age very well.
He kind of looks like the guy from, I was going to say Danger Bay, but I guess now NCIS New Orleans?
LL Cool J?
No.
Oh, it's all right. Wrong show. So here's Elvis. This is the man we've been waiting for. Elvis Presley, if he were currently alive, he'd be 80 years old. And what do you think?
I don't think his teeth would be that good, but I'd say it's pretty accurate.
Interesting how they were able to do this, eh?
Yeah. Really weird.
Very, very fun.
Like, did they find pictures of old people that looked similar and kind of mashed them together?
It's probably some algorithm.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Very fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the Q&A here for a quick second. Pam says, thanks so much, Brian and Tim. Thank you, Tim. That was really awesome that he took the time to come on. He's a busy guy. I mean, he's at a gig trying to go to a performance, and he takes the time to come on our little show here. So I thought that was pretty incredible. Pam also says, congratulations to Bonnie. Well done, Bonnie. It's awesome stuff. Great photo. Barb says, loved it. Timmy is one of the best and all over very nice guy. I agree with both of those things. He is one of the best. Very good guy. Buck says, it's an awesome time for sure. Absolutely. These are folks that I know from the Elvis tribute artist community that more Shelley knows them than I do. I'm kind of the guy who stays home when Shelley goes to all these things. But very cool people. I know them for, 20 years Shelley's been going to these things. Mark says he senses that a lot of bananas are going to be consumed with peanut butter after the show. I totally agree with that. I'm going to go get some Jif. Yum.
I have to get some Jif because you keep talking about it and I've never had it, so it's got to be good.
You got to go to the States, but it's good.
I could have sworn I've seen it in Canada before. Has it not been in Canada for a while, or how does that work?
It's been out of Canada for a long time. It's owned by Smuckers.
Okay.
And they deemed that Canada doesn't eat enough peanut butter because of all of our laws. You can't bring it to schools and all this other stuff. So
now you have to have Wonder Butter, which you have to wonder what's in it.
No, and you know what? A lot of schools aren't even allowing Wonder Butter because some kids may see it and think that it's peanut butter and freak out, and then their helicopter moms come and complain to the school. And
so is a helicopter mom coming in for a landing?
Oh my God!
How many helicopter moms do you know? What is that?
Back in the day.
You've never heard of helicopter moms? Helicopter moms are the ones that when their kid is on the playground, okay, and they're climbing up the ladder, they're sitting there like this behind them as they're going up. You know, like when Jaden's on the playground and I see he's about to fall, let him fall.
Yeah,
it's just like the principal that stopped kids from playing soccer out in the lunch breaks and stuff like that.
Ben, all the soccer balls on the playground and stuff.
Yeah, too many kids were getting hurt.
To respond to the helicopter parenting.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well,
if you're not a helicopter parent, you're a free-range parent, and the two of them don't get along. I don't understand. You gotta let your kid go outside.
I have a cure. I have a cure for this.
Don't have kids?
Don't have kids. Come
I
on,
like
people.
that plan.
Okay. I mean, seriously, what good ever came from kids? They're dumb. They don't really know what they're doing. They're little. They can't really get stuff from the top shelf.
Just describe cats.
Well, kids aren't trying to kill you, so there's a difference between cats and kids.
That's true. Kids are trying to kill you. They just take 80 years to do it.
Hey guys, did you know that there's actually a website for stock Elvis photography photos?
No.
Stock photos. So if you want to use an Elvis photo for any kind of stock photography, flyers, anything like that, there's a website you can go to just to download stock photos, and of course you pay for them. And you can use Elvis photos. Very cool. Fun stuff.
Nice.
All kinds of interesting things out there in the world of Elvis. And just to make it clear, Pam mentioned here that Sue Harris and John Sagan are also producers of the Flaming Star Festival. So thank you, Pam. Thank you, Sue. And thank you, John. And, of course, thank you, Tim, for being on our show and helping us out with this tonight. I really wish I could go to the festival myself. I won't be able to, but Bonnie will. So cool stuff. Bonnie, can't wait to see the photos that you take and also hear about the experience that you've had at the festival. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, like we usually do, we try and end the show off with a quote. So, of course, I went to the great Elvis Presley himself, and he says, the image is one thing and the human being is another. It's very hard to live up to an image, put it that way. It's true. Yeah. Everybody thought of Elvis as this great image, this amazing image of Elvis, but I guess he always felt insecure, and he's just a guy, and you can't live up to that kind of that image of being the man. So even Elvis felt that way.
He was larger than life, and it's it'd be interesting to see how to be in his shoes, basically.
His blue suede shoes.
Yes, his blue suede shoes.
Yes. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for us tonight. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before we say goodnight?
No. We covered over a lot. We saw some great pictures, and more importantly, some really creative ideas. Which I want to admit, when you gave the assignment of Elvis, I had no idea what people were going to take pictures of, and I will admit that we had some terrible jokes. But the pictures that we saw were super creative, and were things that I wouldn't have ever thought of to shoot and compare to Elvis. So it was awesome to see, so many different takes on just a name, just a person. Now, not that he's just a person, but
Elvis touched everybody differently. Like he impacted people's lives in different ways, and you may or may not appreciate the whole Elvis tribute artist world. I do. I've known these guys long enough, and they're extremely talented, and I've seen some do amazing things. But there's a lot of people who don't necessarily appreciate that, and to have Tim on here and such a great representative of the ETA community and this event that's going on, the Flaming Star Festival, and of course Shelley is going to be the stage manager there. So great people. I do totally encourage people to check it out. Please look into it. theflamingstarfestival.com. And thank you all so much for watching us tonight. We do have to give you a photo challenge for the next 2 weeks now. So that challenge will be composite image. Anything you want to make it. Composite image. So composite image is when you take two pictures and you kind of put them together and make something new. By all means.
Elvis on toast.
If that was done that way.
If it was done that way.
Yeah, sure. It could be anything.
Give a quick photography tool of the week.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
I was in Best Buy today. We're redoing our dining room, so I had to go in and buy light fixtures and stuff like that. And I ran across the coolest thing. I haven't picked it up yet. I'm probably going to pick it up next week. If you're looking for a little bit more light in your area, this is the Fiat, F-E-I-T, LED high lumen bulb. It is 4,000 lumens. What? It uses 38 watts. It has a color balance of natural daylight, so 5,000 K. And it is a $48 light bulb, but it only uses, it's a 300 watt replacement, but it only uses 38 watts of electricity. And I am really, really looking forward to get this because I'm also a person that randomly goes out and buys smoke grenades. So, there's things that you just need. And I need this in my life.
It's an expensive light bulb, but you should never replace it.
No, I'm thinking after 9 or 10 of these, I'm going to come up with some really cool project.
Well, I mean, the fact that it is fairly daylight balanced, I say fairly because 5,200 Kelvin is usually considered daylight, but 5,000 Kelvin, you could use it for photography. I mean, that's a lot of light.
That is a ton of light.
Yeah, they say
type of light as well because you're getting it from an LED.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They say it's cut off here, but they say recommended uses: exterior, interior, simulating the sun, trying to find objects from orbit. Just a few things that you can use that bulb for.
Just piped up, he says that his ELT was totally real. It toasted that way. So I'm thinking it was the same kind of toaster as your Star Wars toaster.
I have my. I'm not sure if Phil's ever seen it. I have my
Darth Vader toaster.
Darth Vader mask that has interesting brains, and when you toast it, it does the Star Wars.
Does it make that sound when you toast? That'd be great.
It should. Like when it's dying, you go.
Yeah, exactly. And since Mark is watching right now, I just want to share with the world my newest addition to my photography kit. Mark and I both sent out our Nikon D70s out for conversion for infrared. We sent it to LifePixel. We sent it out a while ago. It said 10 days. It's taken a lot longer than that. But what's really interesting is we each sent out our cameras. Here's Mark's right here. Mark, here's your camera, buddy. It's all converted for infrared. Well done. Same camera you sent out, the D70S. And I say that because mine came back as a D70S2, but I sent out a D70. So I don't really know what's happening here.
It's an upgrade.
But we have our new cameras, and we're ready to go to Camp 30 and do some infrared shooting or something. So
I like the look on your face before the show when you were like, hey, look at the camera. I'm like, yeah, it's a D70S. You're like, yeah, what?
Well, it's supposed to be. It's weird, but it's an upgrade. So
It's
I will
it's an
say the
apology for taking
D70S
so
makes
long.
a much better infrared camera than the D70 anyway.
well, that's good to know. Maybe they added the S to it.
Yeah, you never know.
S for
Super.
sort of infrared. I don't know.
Now, I got a question about that conversion process. When they convert it, do they change the focusing system as well?
I'm not really sure on that, but if you go to lifepixel.com, it will explain it. And Mark asks, is the pop-up flash fixed? Mark, let me just answer that question for you. No, I'd say that's a no. But it's weird because my D70...
It's fixed in the up position.
Yeah.
Yes, right. My D70S, which was a D70, also has the tape-down flash. So I don't know what's going on.
I think they cloned his camera.
They might
Maybe.
have. Might have.
That's the
Anyway.
secret to it.
I'll bring that to work, Mark, and you can come by and grab it. Okay, so I think we're good. The notes look pretty good. Yeah, I think we're done. So, Phil, where can folks get a hold of you if they need to get a hold of you?
Well, if you want to get a hold of me, I added my email to the bottom of the screen dongle, and it's pzoratto@canfin.com, as well as you can always pop into the Newmarket store and grab one of my cards. That way you can send me a text or give me a call at really any time. Not saying I'll respond if it's like 3 in the morning, but you can do it. Yeah, you can get in touch with me whenever if you have any questions. Outside of photography, you want to sit down, chat cameras, and chat up a second review of your portfolio because the markets have been crazy. We can definitely do that.
Very cool. And Gabriel, sir, I know you've been busy with IT and all kinds of stuff.
It's been a wonderfully busy month. Yes, but if you need any pictures taken, it's been a busy wedding month and family portraits and stuff. You can contact me at bousquetphotography.ca. BOUSQUET photography.ca. So there you go. Oh, my headphones turned off. There we go.
I know. I think that's Brian.
Brian's muted.
Yeah, Brian's muted.
I'm unmuted.
There you go.
I don't know how to use this thing.
That was on my end.
There's a button I have to press. All right, I was blowing my nose. I didn't want to make noise. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, there is one last session of the year for Daytripper Photo. October 29th, we're going to be in the Thornhill Woods Haunted House doing light painting. So we're going to be using the brushes, we're going to be using flashlights, we're going to be using little colored lights, and we're going to be painting on the most incredible horror scenes that anybody has seen. This Thornhill Woods Haunted House just won Best International Haunted House, I believe a privately owned haunted house division, and it's just an incredible place. We're going to be showing how to make dead people rise from the graves in the front yard. We're going to be showing how to create zoom blur to make ghosts in the inside. We're going to be light painting in the morgue. We're going to be doing all kinds of really cool things. So if anybody's interested, this is a $100 session. It's one of our less expensive sessions, and it's going to be October 29th. Please check that out at www.daytripperphoto.com and register right away. We've got about 3 people registered. There's only room for about 10, so please, if you'd like to come on this session, get on it because it's going to fill up. Right, so that's it. Thank you all so much. Thank Phil so much for being here tonight.
No problem. Thank you for having me again.
Gabriel, sir, as always, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And from me, Brian, take care, everybody. We'll see you all next week. And don't forget, the photo challenge this week is composite image.
Awesome.
Take care, everyone. Night.
Night.